Boom goes the dynamite. 32 Thoughts Death brought to you by local Toyota dealer Elliott and Kyle. Go ahead. We have a bombshell here.
Very quiet here over the last hour, and good reason for it. What's going on?
So Nazem Kadri has been traded back to the team he won the Stanley Cup with in 2022, the Colorado Avalanche. They actually talked yesterday before they made the deal with Nick Waugh with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know exactly what happened yesterday, but they were making progress. It never got over the finish line. Today, they got it over the finish line. Kadri is going back to the Avalanche.
Unbelievable. Another center.
I don't know everything yet.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's a big bombshell. Last year it was Brad Marchand around 3 Eastern. This year, it's Nazem Kadri at 4 Eastern time. Great work by Elliott and Kyle. And listen, Craig Conroy, and we don't know what the return is yet, so it's hard to get all the context, but he's not afraid to make a big deal, right? Like, think about Mangiapane, Markstrom, Hanifin, Tanev, Lindholm, Zadorov, Toffoli, Rasmus Anderson, Uyghur, and now we have Nazem Kadri. Early reaction to the fact it's Colorado as the landing spot. Start it up, someone.
Massive. It's massive. Yeah. It's a guy who I thought was too big of a contract to move right by the deadline, but he's got familiarity. He's won a cup there. Nate likes him. Nate wants him there. The power play, believe it or not, the power play's last in the NHL in Colorado. Like, they don't have many holes to their game. They're first in goals for, first in goals against, but their power play, and Kadri plays on the power play in that bumper spot for them. I mean, he fills so many holes. It's a luxury. This is an absolute luxury for a Colorado team.
I would say an absolute masterclass, even going back to last season, as far as replenishing the net, getting the 2 goaltenders, moving that Sam Girard contract out, having the money available to even do this move. Not sure if there's any type of salary retention. To the guy online who insulted me when I said Kadri to the Avalanche, and then he's like, they got Waugh yesterday. Well, you can on that. And this is just a loaded center ice. Look at that.
What guy? Who's this guy?
Some clown online telling me that I was a goof for saying that after Waugh moved over there, and I was like, oh yeah, known fourth line center Nazem Kadri. So look at that.
Look at that.
He gets slotted in the third.
Wow.
And
you actually said this about 4 hours ago. You said the Nelson trade has worked out, but they could add Kadri.
Absolutely.
It's about as deep as it gets down the middle.
And picture that against the Minnesota D in a playoff round. What
or Dallas.
It's going to be some good hockey.
We talked about the Central Division, right? And now this team has fully loaded up.
They're on pace for 124 points. You have to give some credit to Chris McFarland. It's so hard until we know what they gave up. But bottom line is they landed what we all considered sort of the big fish that was dangling out there today.
And I'm drawing a bit of a blank on the defenseman they just signed this year who's made strides. Colorado. They signed
they got Brett Kulak. They traded for Brett Kulak.
No, correct. Malinsky.
Oh, they like him.
But they got a great young puck-moving defenseman, so they were able to move off of Girard, who was making, I think, just above 5. So that opened up the cap space. So to get that player who wanted to, some security there, to agree to those terms for how talented he is and how potential much more money he could have made, that to me allowed them to have enough money to probably make this move. So goes back to management and what they've done over the last 2 years to get Nelson, now Kadri back, Girard out, Malinsky in, 2 goalies. It's unbelievable.
It's very Vegas-like.
It's very diabolical.
Right?
He fits their team system so perfectly, too, in the way they want to play, and up and north and fast. He's perennially in the league every year, one of the top 5 in successful controlled entries. He's a guy that transports the puck. Like, he can just jump into this lineup, not have to carry as many minutes as he was in Calgary on his shoulders, slide down into a third pair role, like Ju said, maybe a little bit of power play. Man, Central Notice just got put on notice.
Right, that's amazing. I mean, Dave, I've been talking about Kadri a lot, right, in terms of how much he can add. I mean, you think all of those offensive details. He is a fierce competitor. So you think about him coming, how excited he's going to be to play on this Avalanche team again. He's won with them. Wow.
They're all
the goalie
they
scored.
are
Remember the
all
goalie scored in Tampa when he came back from the injury?
And then he did
right in front of us.
If I'm an Avalanche fan, I'm thanking that guy at the Olympics who handed him that stuffed animal, because he came back on that flight, probably strangling that thing. And McKinnon was like, get me Nazem Kadri in here. We're going to win a Stanley Cup, and that's going to make up for the lost gold medal.
They're clearly all in for this year because, remember, Nazem Kadri is 35 years of age, still a very effective player, but the contract runs all the way through 2020. 29. So that's something to consider as well. We can't wait to hear what the return is. Then we could really give it some context as far as what the Calgary Flames have done, maybe to boost, their team in the future. So the big news, if you're just tuning in right now, read the bottom there. Nazem Kadri going from the Flames
Malinsky's in the return
to Colorado.
They got him under a good deal in order to get their guy.
Just kidding, Malinsky. I don't know what I'm talking about.
One thing we do know, though, is that it's not the first rounder for this year from Colorado because they don't have a first rounder. So we just don't know. We're going to find out. Elliot and Kyle are working on that as we speak. Calgary, big picture, though. Craig Conroy, this was supposed to be a year they were excited about. 96 points last year, just missed the playoffs. Didn't work out that way. But what they've done is Rasmus Andersson, Mackenzie Weegar, and now Nazem Kadri. Luke, start with you. Just how do you see this team? Remember, the new arena in a couple of years. How do you see it sort of building? Zane Parak, et cetera.
Stockpiling. They've already hit on a couple, but they got to start hitting on guys now. Like, they have tons of picks. What we said the other night, you can only sign 50 guys. So they have 1 million draft picks now. More are going to come over from Kadri. They've traded for a couple young prospects. I like that Castagna that they got, the St. Andrews kid in the last deal. I just think some of these guys, over the next couple of years,
Zane Parek's got to hit.
They got to start hitting, right? They're starting the process now. And I think turning it over starts with Kadri, but the amount of picks they have, especially at the draft this summer, like, start making some of this stuff work for them.
I think if you're a Calgary fan, you have, like, you don't want to just be in, you don't want to be in between. You don't want to be in purgatory. It's like we're full sell, we're acquiring, or we're like trying to add and build. So obviously you're not adding and building. So it wasn't just like dipping a toe in. It was like Weegar, Kadri, like everybody down. And now you can rebuild it.
Jen was foreshadowing with that outfit this morning. Calgary making big moves.
Happening, yes. Well, I mean, I also think you just put your trust now in some of your younger players, and it's pretty clear for Calgary that that's what they're doing.
Strom's not young.
Let's get some more reaction.
Along with some of your other guys. Coronado, right, who's elevated for you. So now time for them to shine.
Let's get some more reaction. We're going to head to our Players Lounge presented by AutoTrader.ca. They're
still here?
Canada's car marketplace.
They got the Negronis out.
We've been waiting for the big
Negronis.
Biz, I hope you hopped a loogie in Kevin's knapsack.
I'm happy Biz didn't talk about Calgary.
Why?
Because that's my team.
Okay. Thanks.
About 40 minutes ago, you got off your chest that
They were listening.
They weren't listening, no.
you didn't love what they were doing. They brought in Strome, which makes them better, but now?
I'm just hoping with the Kadri trade, when we find out the details, Coleman's thrown in and all the guys are thrown in so we can tank. They're talking about hitting on picks. They got to get to the bottom to hit on top 5 picks. Yeah. Enough of this hoping a second, third, fourth rounder. They got to get down to the bottom, make sure they're drafting in the top 5, and then start to build it. So I'm happy that Cads is going to a place where he knows he can win with. But I'm still a little disappointed the fact that they couldn't get a little bit more, or other players out the door. 2 other good situations similar to like a Coleman, which we were talking about.
They are 31st in the league as we speak today.
I want them 33rd.
Yeah, you look across the league, the guys at the top of the scoring are first overall picks, guys that are picked really high, right? I mean, last year, I think they should have done this a year early last year and picking 8, 9, 10, 11. That doesn't really help you. Those are going to be good players that they pick. But like Steger said, you got to get right to the bottom, get one of those generational, really, really good young players and move into the future and just keep selling off these guys and keep getting those picks, but hitting on those picks and getting into the top 3.
Man, like during the year this year on Wednesday Night Hockey, we had like David Amber asked us a question like who has the most pressure on them. And I think Luke said Hockey Canada. Of course, this was before the Olympics for Canada to win. Boo. Mine was Colorado, just because of how good their team is, what the expectation is, kind of how they faltered over the last few years as well, and haven't hit the mark of what the expectation was with their team. And then once again this year, it starts off like they're a juggernaut. They're buzzing. And it's like, okay, what are they going to do? Is it simple just to sit there and not do anything, and they go and get the guy that they got that helped them win a cup? Like, it's just, this is a big thing of the day, right?
He sent out a tweet that said, what happens when you get rid of all the dogs?
Yeah, remember that?
Now that's got to be pulled up because they're bringing the dog back in.
That is an epic tweet. Can we find that tweet?
That
was an insane tweet.
They're bringing the dog back to win, so I'm pumped for Naz.
Yeah, he knows everyone. He's played there before. Like, talk about fit and someone coming in with a big game. Like, he plays like a big game style, and especially come playoff time. So, yeah, the pressure was on. They want to make make it this year. And what's it going to be when they have to play, Minnesota, if they can get through Dallas or however it's going to
matchup.
It's going to be ridiculous.
nightmare
first
in that
round.
second round. It's going to be crazy. I mean, we'll see if they get through Seattle in the first round, though. That got them a few years ago.
When we see that lineup too, like down the center, it's crazy. Because then you also have Nick Waugh, the addition yesterday, as a fourth-line center.
Yeah, you
Like,
wonder
there's
if
so
you're gonna
much
be
depth.
moving guys to the wings or interchanging guys into that lineup, but that center depth is wild if they go with those four.
It's almost not fair. It's crazy.
And I think as we've seen this season, is Marty Necas one of the most underrated players in the league?
Yeah, underrated.
Yeah, he's fitting like a glove. The way he kind of played didn't really fit with how Carolina wanted to play. So him playing with McKinnon, it's fit like a glove. The only place that hasn't fit is the power play, but I think Nas also helps that as well. Going into that bumper, maybe even sliding onto that half wall. But I love this. I love not just saying, hey, we're first in the division.
Yeah,
We've got this. Instead of watching all these other teams try and get better, pushing all your chips into the middle.
Yeah. What a move. What a move. They listen to you. They listen to you, Steger.
Congrats, Chris.
Your Flames. Wow.
You feel better?
Let's go Flames.
Biz is crying and Steger's celebrating.
He's
Your
gonna
bag
be.
on your head, Biz.
He's going to be first in line at the new arena.
Oh,
David,
yeah.
back to you.
I'll be there.
Stuff, eh?
Oh, man. Hockey Central Trade Deadline presented by Bet365. Much more coming up. Listen, more trades could be in the hopper. We'll find out next.